Greetings, my fellow beings. My name is Amanda, and today we are going to be talking about tremors. And the reason I wanted to bring up tremors is because the other day I was at an event, and when we were parting ways, a very nice woman came up to me, gave me a hug, and she's like, "Go get warm. I could see that you were really cold and shaking." And then shortly after she said that, we were taking a picture all together, and I put my arm around a gentleman, and after the picture was taken, he's like, "Are you really cold?" And I said, "No, I have a tremor." And he's like, "What does that mean?" So I wanted to go over what a tremor is. Now, my tremor is caused by POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And so I have a tremor that happens, and the first time I noticed that I had a tremor was when I was at getting my hair cut, and she put the gown on me, and I could see in the mirror the whole thing was shaking the entire time while I was getting my hair cut, and I kept trying desperately to get it to stop shaking, and it wouldn't. So I sometimes will look like I am shivering when I'm not, and it has to do with my orthostatic intolerance, meaning being upright. And so I will oftentimes have a really bad tremor. Sometimes it's not so bad, sometimes it's not as noticeable, especially if I haven't done much that day, then I won't have that much of a tremor. But if I have been standing up for a long period of time, upright for a long period of time, then my tremor becomes more noticeable. And at this event, I had been upright for a very long time. And so by the time I started shaking, which my knees are doing right now, everyone thought that I was just cold, and it was actually my tremor. So I wanted to go over what a tremor is, and so that people have more knowledge about tremors, because the first thing that I think about before I got my tremor was Parkinson's disease. And so when I started noticing that I had a tremor, I started panicking, thinking, "Oh my gosh, I have Parkinson's." But I was reassured that it had to do with my... Hi. Say hi to everybody. Hey, yo. Yeah. Hey, yo. My name is Winston. See, now you don't want to be up here anymore, see? Haha. I was reassured that it had to do with my orthostatic intolerance, and so I now understand that that has to do with that. It could also be caused by some of the medications that I'm taking, which it definitely could be one of those. I'm taking quite a few that could cause tremors. But right now, with the regimen that I'm on, I can't really get off of them right now, but we are hopeful that in the future I will be able to get off of them. So let's talk about what tremors are so that we can get a better understanding of it. So a tremor is a rhythmic, involuntary shaking movement of a part of your body, and it usually happens in the hands and the fingers, but it can happen on any part of the body. And some of the places that it can occur are the hands, the fingers, the vocal cords, the torso, the legs. It can happen anywhere. And it can happen sporadically on its own, or it can happen because of another disorder that you have. So a lot of conditions that go along with tremor have to do with neurological conditions such as Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, stroke, and a traumatic brain injury. But it can also happen because of things like certain medications that you're taking, alcohol dependence or withdrawal, mercury poisoning, overactive thyroid, liver or kidney failure, or anxiety or panic attack. So those are things that can cause a tremor to happen. So a tremor can be categorized in two different ways: a resting tremor or an active tremor. And I am just going to read what the difference between an active and a resting tremor is. Resting tremor occurs when the muscles are relaxed, such as when the hands are resting on the lap. With this disorder, a person's hands, arms, or legs may shake even when they are at rest. Often the tremor only affects the hands or fingers. An action tremor occurs with the voluntary movement of a muscle. Most types of tremor are considered an action tremor. So when it comes to diagnosis of a tremor, there are many diagnostic tools to help determine what is causing your tremor, and you need to talk to your doctor about getting those tests done for your tremor. There are ways to treat tremor, especially if it's caused by an underlying health condition, such as an overactive thyroid. If you take care of that, usually your tremor will go away. If you're taking medications that can cause it, usually if you take away those medications, then your tremor will go away. But there are other conditions that there's not much that you can do to help with the tremor. But there are medications that you can take to help with tremor. There are treatments that are available to help with tremor. So there are options out there. Just know that not everything is going to work for everybody. With every condition that there is out there, not everything is going to work for everybody. The thing with tremors is that it can be incredibly embarrassing, especially when you don't want people to see that you have a tremor. For me, it is something that I don't like people seeing. I try and keep it on the down low as much as possible. But I had been upright for a very long period of time when these people noticed that I had a significant tremor. And so when that happened, I was incredibly embarrassed, but I have to realize that it is a part of my condition and I just have to deal with it. If you know someone that has a tremor, or you have seen someone that has a tremor, please know that it's not their fault. They're not doing it on purpose. They're not trying to get attention. It is just something that is happening to them at that time. And they are probably incredibly embarrassed by it. So please be kind to them and remember that they are human beings just like you. So this was just a quick video on tremors, where they come from, how you can take care of them, things like that. Just a quick video on tremors so that everybody can understand a little bit more about tremors and what are the underlying causes for them. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you learned something new. And if you did learn something new and you want to continue this journey with me to learn more about chronic illnesses or life with chronic illnesses, then go ahead and click that subscribe button and go ahead and click that like button if you did enjoy this video. Remember to be kind. Kindness is free, so give it out to everyone, and I'll see you next time.